degrees at the start of this game, and Eric Wedd's team, the Seattle Mariners, looking for the 3-game sweep. Now it's time to take a look at the lineup for Seattle. Michael Saunders, the Canadian, had a great series. 3 for 8, pair of home runs, and his second 2-homer game at Rogers Center in his career. Kyle Seager's been a red-hot bat. Down in the order, another Canadian has done a good job against the Blue Jays. He's currently on a 7-game hit streak, .435 with a pair of homers and 7 RBIs, and he's also homered in this series. He hit an opposite field a home run here on Friday night. They are going to take on the right-hander Brandon Morrow.
And Brandon Morrow still searching for that elusive first win this summer as a Blue Jay. He pitched quite a good game his last time out, but got another no decision. The bullpen kind of let him down late, and he will be firing it up there today. Hopefully we'll have to keep an eye on his velocity early, because that was what was working for him last time out.
Take a look at the defense behind Morrow. It's Davis, Bonifacio, and Bautista left to right in the outfield. Mark DeRosa gets a start at third base. Nothing wrong with Brett Laurie, he's just getting a day off. Kawasaki is stores up the middle, Encarnacion at first, and JP Arancibia will team up with Brandon Morrow.
And the 2 changes there, you see Emilio Bonifacio is going to play first or center field instead of Colby Rasmus, and Mark DeRosa will be over there at third base, giving Brett Laurie the day off.
And sun is an issue, of course. First pitch of the ball game is in there for a strike, and we are underway. Michael Saunders, his first of 2 home runs yesterday. A leadoff home run, his second career leadoff home run, average right at 300. A couple of good fastballs from Brandon Morrow. Ball on the strike. Fly ball down the left side. Rajay Davis over near the line looking into the sun makes the catch, and Saunders is retired.
Any questions about the velocity right there? A 97-mile-an-hour fastball coming right at Michael Saunders is Brandon Morrow, and he gets the first out of the game.
We saw Felix Hernandez take that approach on Friday night, and it really worked out. He went 8 innings. Career versus Seattle, he's got a 3-1 mark. ERA just a tick over 3. Here's the guy they got to figure out. Kyle Seager. They figured him out effectively last night. He was 0 for 5 and had a 3-hit game on Friday night, including a 2-run homer. Against Morrow, he's 6 for 11. Ball on the strike. Another good fastball up to 97.
He's got that good tailing. He's coming back across the plate, tailing back over the plate to a left-hander. Good movement.
That's a fair ball off the wall down in right. Bautista coming in, and Seager is headed for second, and he'll reach as the ball is cut off. Kyle Seager continues to swing a hot bat. A 1-out double here in the first. His 11th double of the season. Bautista was expecting that ball to bounce a little bit more toward the right field fence, but it kicked straight out toward the playing field and allowed Seager to get to second. Kendrys Morales, a switch hitter, batting left-handed against Morrow.
There's a pitch right there that JP just again took away from Brandon Morrow. It's a ball right down the middle, but the way he caught it is killing the pitcher. That's a strike all day long, but the way he caught it, the home plate umpire, Lance Barksdale, is not going to call it a strike.
Now it's 2-0, and he's going to go to the mound. Mike Scioscia, and I believe Mike Scioscia is one of the best guys that understands catching. He did such a great job. He said the most important thing for him as far as his catchers is what he wants from his catchers is to receive the ball in the strike zone. And Scioscia always felt that was #1 priority. And no one is tougher on catchers than Mike Scioscia. He has high demands of his catchers. 2-0, 1 out. Seager at second with a double. Ball is popped in the air. Should be an easy play for Davis. Again, dealing with that high sun. Makes the catch. 2 down. Mariners had problems the last couple of years without offense. They just didn't score many runs, and it was a team that's always struggled. Last year they scored 619 runs, but over the last 12 games they've picked up a notch.
Well, you can see it too, and guys like Seager and Sanders, they're just new faces in this organization, and they're making strides. They're hitting the ball. They're on base.
And it's another guy they brought in to boost the offense, Michael Morse. Pretty good pitch just off the plate inside. Morse was originally drafted by the White Sox in 2000. He went from Chicago to Seattle in the Freddie Garcia trade, and then from Seattle to Washington, and now back to Seattle. Ball gets away from Aaron Sebia, and Seager moves to third. Probably be a pass ball. This went right off his glove, and just a fastball. He was late getting his glove up on. It goes all the way back to the screen. They call that a wild pitch, and I don't agree with that at all.
I don't know how that can be a wild pitch.
Nothing wild about it.
Ball was up, but it's not wild.
2 balls and no strikes, 2 out. Seager now at third base. Jason Bay standing on deck. Morrow trying to put up a 0 here in the first. Bay did not play in yesterday's game. 3-0. Got the green light. Why not? Morrow had to throw a strike. Morris has got power. Got 9 home runs, so you want your big guy swinging the bat.
It's my power against your power right there, and Brandon Morrow needed to get a ball in the strike zone. He's going to need 2 more. Hopefully he can get a ground ball or a fly ball right now.
Morris will take the walk. So there'll be 2 aboard for Jason Bay.
Well, it's not the worst scenario right there. You fall behind the number 4 hitter. You don't want to give him a cookie, and granted, Jason Bay's got equal kind of power as Michael Morse, but you get to start all over.
That's a great point. It's a fresh count. You don't have to pitch into a hitter's count. Now Bay will step in the box. 2 outs. Off speed pitch misses down and in. So Morrow, who was pounding that strike zone, gives up a double just inside the bag at first base. Got Morales to fly out, and then he walked Michael Morris, the cleanup hitter. Two and 0. Morrow's got to get back into that strike zone. We talked about Iwakuma yesterday making adjustments after 1 pitch. And Morrow hasn't been able to make an adjustment after he walked Morris.
Well, I think he's still trying to feel his way here through the first inning. But that right there proves that even the best hitters, 7 out of 10 times, get themselves out. There's a ball right down the middle. So more times than not, I think it's important to challenge hitters early. Granted, there's a guy on first and third, but there's 2 outs. You just need 1 out.
2-1, 2 outs. Ground ball. Mark DeRosa got a good hop, takes his time, in time to get Bay, and the inning is over. So Morrow indeed gets out of the first. Seattle leaves a pair of base runners. Top of the order for the Jays, Rajay Davis, Melky Cabrera, and Jose Bautista. on just in case. He didn't get the call to start today. He's getting the day off, and I guess you got to keep things light in light of the situation. Blue Jays are 10-21 to start this season. Here's a look at the Blue Jays lineup. Rajai Davis is top of the order. Melky Cabrera against Joe Saunders has had some good success. A 313 batting average with a double and 3 walks. And a little bit down in the order, Emilio Bonifacio as well has hit well against Joe Saunders, the left-hander. They're both switch hitters, so obviously their success comes from the right side of the plate. And they're going to take on Saunders, who's coming off a 4-hit complete game against the Orioles.
There you see the numbers for Joe Saunders. Had a great postseason last year, won the decisive wild card game for Baltimore against Texas, a one-game do-or-die matchup. So he's had experience. He's been around a long time, and he knows how to pitch.
Joe Saunders will turn 32 on the 16th of June. Originally drafted in the first round by the Angels. Rajai Davis takes one outside. Saunders is a guy that likes to work quickly and pound that zone, and we mentioned his complete game 4-hitter last time out against the Orioles. There's a ball ripped into left field. That'll go up against the wall. Davis is round first, headed for second. And he'll get there with a leadoff double. Rajai Davis got one up in his eyes, and he hammered it off of Joe Saunders.
Watching Rajai take batting practice today, and I noticed a little change with Rajai, and that was he was choking up a little on the bat and getting closer to the plate. And I think what he's trying to do is try to entice the pitcher to throw inside, hoping to get the ball inside.
So Melky Cabrera, mentioned his numbers, 5 for 16 against Saunders. He bunts it, and bunts it foul off Montero, the catcher. The Mariners defense very aware that Davis might steal third. Robert Andino, the shortstop, is camped out right behind him. And he's not worried one bit about that hole at short. He's more concerned about keeping Davis close. It's an interesting matchup. Jack, you've been in this situation as a pitcher. You don't want to throw the hitter anything outside so he can move the runner along. But at the same time, you got to worry about the guy at second.
And especially when there's a hole like that. That's coming from the manager, Eric Wedge, to hold the runner on second base.
Cabrera pushes it, and Saunders makes the play. Melky Cabrera moves Rajai Davis over to third. So he does his job. Davis now at third with less than 2 outs for Jose Bautista. Well, the Blue Jays just have to capitalize. They had 2 men on with 1 out in the first yesterday and couldn't score.
Well, this has been their Achilles heel right here, is runners on third base and no less than 2 outs. But, you know, you got to like what Melky just did. He sacrificed. He got the runner over. Now a fly ball to the outfield will get him in. Rajai runs very well.
Now, in this situation, I think as a player, you've got to change your profile just to try to manufacture some runs and get the Blue Jays on the board. Cabrera did that with the sacrifice bunt. Hasn't been good for Bautista nor the rest of the ball club with runners in scoring position. Does a good job and gets the count in his favor, 3-0. Okay, we saw Michael Morris with the green light in this situation. Give Bautista the same green light?
Oh, I'm sure he has the green light. But he's got to know on his own. He's got to pick a ball inner half and just let the other one go. Which he does. Fastball away, just take it. You got 2 pitches to get your pitch. And you adjust on the third one.
Encarnacion on deck. Popped up. Smoked the first baseman back. Ackley fighting the sun. Ackley makes the catch. Rajai Davis tags, and he's going to score. Heads up by Rajai Davis. Well, he knows how desperate the Blue Jays are for runs, and he did a heck of a job on a sac fly to the second baseman.
Normally, you're never going to tag up in this situation, but he sees Ackley having trouble. They're fighting the sun. Then he has to almost dive for it backwards. When he falls backwards, Rajay realizes, I have a chance. Right now, he takes off. And with his speed and an inaccurate throw, Blue Jays on the board.
Right now, it doesn't matter how you do it, and Bautista will be credited with the RBI, his 13th, and Davis gets credit for heads-up base running. Boy, so many times base runners will go back to third base and concede that's a pop-up on the infield and just stay there. Shell hits this one off the end of the bat. Bay, the left fielder, moves over and makes the catch, but the Blue Jays use their speed and manufacture a run. Rajay Davis scores the first run of the ball game after a leadoff double.
On Sportsnet, brought to you by the 2013 Honda CR-V, an IIHS top safety pick. Honda is the official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Well, summer is just around the corner, and that's a great shot of Center Island and people out on Lake Ontario sailing and boating around on a beautiful day. Morrow bounces that first pitch. Justin Smoke, the first baseman, he's a switch hitter. Smoke's a good-looking player that just really hasn't found it yet. You talk about a terrific profile. He's got size. He's a switch hitter, good fielder, left-handed fielding first baseman. It's everything you want in a first-round pick, and he was Texas Rangers' first-round pick in 2008. How about this high school team? Got a guy named Smoke at first and a catcher named Matt Wieters behind the plate. Two switch hitters.
It's a good start. They have any pitchers?
This is popped up. May have broken his bat. Bautista in right, and Bonifacio cuts in front of him, makes the catch. One down. Fans, it's time for our BlackBerry Sneak Peek Stat of the Game, brought to you by the new BlackBerry Z10, built to keep you moving.
And there's shows Brendan Morrow's sliders versus last year and this year, and the fact that he hasn't thrown as many this year, I don't believe, and that's partly to do with his command with his fastball. If he's getting his fastball over, he's going to later in the game throw more sliders, but he's struggled with that at times, and I think that'll all come around. I really do.
Dustin Ackley had the big hit in the game yesterday, a grand slam home run in the fourth. Really blew the game wide open. It's 1-0 ball game with 2 outs in the top of the fourth, and he had a 3-2 pitch out of the ballpark for a grand slam.
Well, this is an important inning for Brandon to get the guys right back in. They scored a run. They're on the board. Blue Jays have a lead. Keep the momentum on your side. Have quick innings.
That's a quick at bat. He uses the fastball and strikes out Dustin Ackley.
No question about his velocity again today. He came out in the first inning, touched 97. Right there, a fastball that kind of came back across the plate, 95 mile an hour. So his velocity's up. Brandon just has the kind of stuff that can win on a daily basis. He just has to dial in his location a little better and have a little more confidence.
Trying to be a little too fine with that pitch and missed inside. That's the difference we saw with Felix Hernandez. He was shooting for the big part of the plate early in at bats, and especially early in the game. There's that hard breaking ball, and Montero had a wild swing.
Well, that's that good crisp slider right there. Brandon's got a good one. His problem has been keeping it in the strike zone. And it's a pitch that when you keep pounding the strike zone, hitters are going to swing at, but when you're behind in counts, they're going to see it easier and take it.
Foul tip off the bat of Montero.
I like the fact that he doubled back up inside right there. He missed the first time, and he almost hit the exact same spot, but Montero couldn't lay off of it.
Came back inside, but missed downstairs. I think with Morrow, hitters know they have to get the bat going. So when he gets that fastball inside, then the outer half really becomes effective for him. Well, you could almost predict that breaking ball 2-2 when I think the fastball's a better pitch. Put him away right there. That's your bread and butter.
Well, he truly has a better fastball than Felix Hernandez. He can pound that fastball. It has just as much movement. It doesn't have the off-speed pitch.
There's his slider. He has the ability to throw that slider when he's behind. Montero strikes out. Morrow gets 2 strikeouts in the inning. Blue Jays needed a shutdown inning after they scored in the first.
Blue Jays on Sportsnet. Brought to you by Home Hardware and Building Center locations. Homeowners helping homeowners with expert advice. And by the 2013 Honda CR-V, an IIHS top safety pick. Honda is the official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
J.P. Arancibia takes the first pitch outside from Joe Saunders. base hit left field. And Sevius starts the inning with a solid single to left.
Second inning in a row, the Blue Jays have their leadoff man on. Now it's up to Mark DeRosa to see if he can move him over.
That single snapped an 0 for 7 for the Blue Jays catcher. Well, you just got to believe the Blue Jays need one of those games where they get on the merry-go-round. Base it, base it, base it. Just keep the line moving.
I got to believe they've got the right guy on the mound today to kind of stop all this nonsense.
Saunders has had trouble pitching on the road this year. He is 0-3 in 3 road starts. He's not made it out of the 5th inning in any of those 3 starts. That ball gets away, and Aaron Seavey didn't move up. Boy, he's got to pick up on that and move up. That extra 90 feet will take you out of the double play possibility.
Well, then he can do what Melky Cabrera did in the 1st inning, and that's bunt him over. A lot of things can happen.
See Montero, as soon as you see his back, you should be breaking towards second. Ball and a strike.
90% of the time, a catcher that has to go that far is never going to throw the ball anyway.
There's a base hit toward left. This could go to the wall, and it does. Aaron Seavey is headed for third. DeRosa will go into second. Back-to-back hits for the Jays here in the second.
And right there, JP was running the way he should have been. That would have scored a run. Good hit right there by Mark DeRosa. Gets a breaking ball. Keeps his head down, his hands out in front.
So DeRosa is starting in place of Brett Lawrie today. And just in case you didn't hear, nothing wrong with Lawrie at all. It's just a day off. Historis goes the other way. Aaron Seavey is in to score. DeRosa is going to stop at third, and 3 hits in a row. Been a while since we've said that. Historis picks up his 5th RBI of the season. It's a 2-0 Jays lead.
Chance for the Blue Jays to have a big inning here. Nobody out, 3 hits in a row, 1 run in. Up to Emilio Bonifacio.
Keep the line moving. It's exactly what we were talking about, where you string hits together and really keep the pressure on the pitcher. Bonifacio takes one downstairs.
Opportunity for the Jays here to do something, like you said, Buck. They just haven't had a lot of opportunity this year to put up some big crooked numbers and have some fun.
Bonifacio bunts it foul.
Start picking each other up, making this game a little bit more enjoyable, and then all of a sudden it becomes contagious. You want to have that feeling every day.
Yeah, and it's just a matter of having a little success both individually and as a team, and then you'll start to see better at bats. And you're right, you got to play this game relaxed. Bouncing ball, Andino goes to second. That's all he'll get. Good job by DeRosa, not running into an out. He's still in scoring position at third. Fans, if you want your baseball questions answered by our team of experts, email asktheexperts@sportnet.ca, and keep your eye out for the home hardware Ask the Experts segment later on in this game. So that was an interesting play. DeRosa could have broken for home, and he'd have been
out, and Dino would have had him nailed at home.
And all they can get is the force at second. Double play still in order. Munenori Kawasaki, shortstop. Bonifacio with the delay steal, executed to perfection. That's the first stolen base for Bonifacio, who had 30 last year for the Marlins, and he is the master at the delayed steal.
A couple times this season, Emilio tried to do that, and a hitter would swing and foul off a ball. But yes, that's done just at the perfect time. You get the shortstop and the second baseman kind of sleeping. It takes a catcher a little bit, a fraction of a second longer to recognize that he's going, and all of a sudden you got runners in second and third with one out.
Bouncing ball, DeRosa coming to the plate. Kawasaki is out, but he does his job. Drives home DeRosa from third, and the Blue Jays have a 2-run inning and a 3-0 lead. Kawasaki's 5th RBI of the season.
Well, Mark DeRosa realizing right there they might try to turn two, so he's breaking on contact. Little different scenario for him with that ground ball to short than the one before.
Rajai Davis started this off this afternoon with a leadoff double and scored the first run of the ball game. Rajai has seen a lot of Joe Saunders. Saunders pitched for the Angels. Davis played for the Athletics, both in the AL West. Bottom part of the lineup. 3 hits in a row. Leads to 2 runs. Saunders got a good call on that pitch, and Rajai Davis asking the umpire to have a closer look at that next pitch. Downstairs. We mentioned Saunders. His record for the season is 2-3, but on the road, he's lost all 3 of those games on the road and hasn't made it out of the 5th inning in any road start. Bouncing ball. Ackley gets a good hop. Davis is retired, but the Blue Jays get 3 hits in a row. J.P. Arancibia has started it, and Mark DeRosa, filling in for Brett Laurie, had a double at Meister Asturis, an RBI single. 3-0 Jays. Canada. Vancouver, British Columbia on June 25th, 6th, and 7th at Nat Bailey Stadium. You can have a day with the Blue Jays Super Camps. Instructors include Roberto Alomar, Cecil Fielder, Homer Bush, Lloyd Mosby, Candy Maldonado, and Devon White. Visit BlueJays.com/Baseball Academy for more information. Brandon Morrow staked to a 3-0 lead. Misses with that first pitch, down and away.
And he just come right back here and throw a strike. Number 9 hitter, 3-run lead.
2-0. Robert Andino started it in yesterday's game, went 1 for 4. Drives this ball to the left. Rajay Davis back, good speed, makes the catch, backpedaling onto the warning track. 1 down. So Morrow needs to put up a 0. The team has shown early they got their hitting shoes on, and you want them to hit. Put them back on the offensive.
Well, and let the infielders and outfielders touch the ball. Challenge the hitter. You've got some runs to work with, something different. Hasn't been too many games where that's been said. And JP Arencibia has got to recognize that he doesn't have to be so fine. Set down the middle, try for one half or the other half. Don't set on the corners until you get 2 strikes.
Bautista backing up, breaking it down. A couple of steps on the warning track, and Michael Saunders is retired. I think the Blue Jays, as an entire ball club, have gotten a little bit tentative, offensively, defensively, and from the mound. And expectations were so high for this ball club that got off to a slow start, and everybody kind of tensed up a bit. And you're right. Get back to relax, enjoy the game, and have some fun. There's a lot of baseball to be played. 2 outs. Powder River, baby, right down the middle.
Buck, you and I have played the game a long time. We know a lot of people that played the game a long time, and you realize that if you're not attacking and taking the game to the opposition, you're playing tentatively. You're playing for something bad to go wrong. And the attitude is everything in sports, especially at the highest levels. Most guys are created pretty equal, and attitude is a big difference maker.
And we saw one of the best examples of that in the recent series with the Red Sox, Dustin Pedroia.
Yes.
I mean, his attitude is exactly what everybody would love to have. He thinks he's the best player in the world.
And even if he isn't, he sure helps his other teammates become great players. And they believe in it. They buy into it. He's the kind of guy that, as an opposing pitcher, you want to just get him out. He's a pesky guy. He annoys you. He's a little gnat buzzing around your ear. But you know what? You want him as your teammate because he's a winner.
2-2, 2 outs. Ground ball. Kawasaki at short. Couple of steps toward first, and the inning is over. Morrow does exactly what he wanted to do. 10 pitches, and he retires the Mariners in order. Number 2 hitter Melky Cabrera will start things off. Jose Bautista had a sac fly in his first at bat, and Edwin Encarnacion Welcome back to Rogers Center. It's a beautiful day, and Blue Jays have taken a 3-0 lead against Joe Saunders. Michael Morris, the right fielder, comes in and makes the play. Cabrera is retired. Before we go any further, I want to send my congratulations, I'm sure Jack does too, to the Toronto Maple Leafs for a big win last night in Boston against the Bruins. Joffrey Lupul with 2 goals. First time a Leaf player's had 2 goals in a playoff game since 2004. And Randy Carlyle's got his troops ready for game 3. And it's all square in that first round playoff. Congratulations and well done, boys.
A lot of excitement downtown last night. You were down near the Air Canada Center.
It was awesome.
A lot of energy there. It was pretty fun.
And good for the Leafs. Had a nice finish to their regular season, and now they've evened up the series a game apiece. Jose Bautista takes one downstairs.
Well, they've had Joe Saunders on the ropes here for a couple innings. They need to keep applying the pressure if they can.
There's a base hit. That'll help to keep the pressure on Saunders. Bautista staying the big part of the diamond as his first hit of the afternoon.
I noticed in batting practice today, Jose wasn't just hitting bombs away, even though that was off the end of the bat right there. He was trying to shoot the ball up the middle more than he typically does in batting practice. And I think that's a good sign. Guys are starting to recognize that all or nothing swings not getting the job done most of the time.
Saunders with a move to first. Well, I think you're right. And it just gets back to, you know what, Bautista's hit 54 home runs and Encarnacion's hit 42, and I think everybody thinks, well, they're going to save us. Well, you know what? It's a team game, and it takes a team effort, and everybody's going to have to contribute. There's a drive to center field. Saunders is there and makes the catch. Bautista's already around second, but he's going to get back to first with a slide as Michael Saunders arranged to the gap in right center to haul it in. Bautista thought that ball was going to be over Saunders' head.
You know, he crushed that ball, and I think with the roof closed, that had probably been up in the black seats up there. But a little different here during the daytime with the roof open, and Saunders made a good play to get back to that. He recognized that ball right away, ran a good route to the ball. And you like the hustle of Jose Bautista. At least he was rounding the bag. He was going to get to third no matter what. He still had time to get back to first.
JP Arancibia goes after the first pitch. Yeah, Bautista did a good job, and he was thinking about scoring had that ball gone over Michael Saunders' head, but we have seen Saunders really play well in the field in this series. Joe Saunders is ahead of Arancibia, 0-2. There goes Bautista inside. No throw from Montero. Bautista has his second stolen base of the afternoon. But not of the afternoon, of course, of the season. His first steal this afternoon. Jose has a sacrifice fly, an RBI, a single, and a stolen base. Sebia protects the strike zone and stays alive.
Well, it doesn't seem like a lot, but Jose Bautista taking off there. Montero not even thinking about throwing the ball. All of a sudden there, pick up another run. JP shoots the ball to the right side, gets it through the gap. Bautista can score from second base.
Look at the pattern Saunders has thrown to Arancibia. He hasn't thrown one in the strike zone yet. He's got a 2-2 count. Full count. Well, you're right. You know, a little flare here. DeRosa's on deck. He already has a double this afternoon. Just keep the pressure on. Take advantage of every opportunity. Like you said, the Blue Jays need a laugher. They need one where they can just say, man,
They need a confidence builder. And, a 3-run lead, I'm not sure they're confident with that. 4-run, maybe not. But you get up and around the 8s or 9s.
This is high and deep to center. Saunders looking up at the wall. Makes the catch. He takes one away from Aaron Sebia. He robbed Encarnacion of extra bases and may have taken a home run away from Aaron Sebia. Michael Saunders saving Joe Saunders a couple of runs here at Rogers Center. High up on the wall for the 3rd out of the inning. So far, Brandon Morrow has held the Mariners in check, and he's been supported to the tune of 3 runs. Gorgeous day here at Rogers Center. Fans have turned out to enjoy the day baseball game. Cleanup hitter is Kendrys Morales. Excuse me, the number 3 hitter is Morales, and he flied to left his first time up. Brandon Morrow truly is the shutdown guy in this rotation as far as stuff. I mean, he can come out and shut anybody down on a given day.
There's little doubt about that. You look around the league and you say to yourself, all right, who's the best pitchers in the league? You talk about Verlander, you talk about Buchholz, you talk about, all these guys, Felix Hernandez the other night. And you look at their stuff and you compare Brandon Morrow, he's got the same kind of stuff. It's just a matter of confidence, and, those guys, when they take the mound, they expect to win. Felix Hernandez radiated confidence the other night. And Brandon Morrow can get to that point, but it's going to take a little bit of winning to build that confidence.
Good slider, and Morales strikes out. That's the 3rd strikeout of the afternoon for Morrow. Used a couple fastballs to get ahead, and then polishes them off with that good breaking pitch.
And that's just a hard slider right there, down on the back foot, they call it. When you're ahead in the count and guys looking for that heater at 96, 97, it's awful hard to lay off that.
Something that we don't talk an awful lot about, I think is important, is creating a swing mindset in a hitter. How do you do that from your perspective?
Well, number one, you're in the strike zone all the time. Hitters realize that this guy's going to be around the plate. I got to go up there hacking. I don't want to get behind in the count.
And you see that with all those pitchers you mentioned. And I believe Morrow will get to that point. But it's been quite a transition from that of a reliever to that of a starter.
Well, Brandon's been to that point. Last year he started out so good.
Off the end of the bat. As Torres goes to first, Morris is retired. The process certainly was a lengthy one, but you're right. Last year he got off to a great start. Now it's just a matter of putting together starts in a consecutive fashion where you expect Morrow to give you 7, 8, 9 innings when he goes to the mound every time. There's a first pitch swing from Jason Bay, and it falls out of play. Let me ask you this. Morrow's always had problems with high pitch counts. How does he get deeper into a ball game and reduce the pitch count total?
That'd be so fine. He's got to just realize the kind of stuff that he has, especially early in the game, and challenge guys right over the heart of the plate. Let the ball do what the ball does. He's got outstanding movement. And if he throws the ball on one half or the other and just lets the ball run, it's still going to be a strike in the zone.
Or that was a good slider. He is ahead 0-2. It's always philosophies about 0-2 pitches. Of course, it changes from pitch to pitch because of the pitcher's stuff. Morrow missed with that slider. Here's the 1-2. Another slider. DeRosa from deep at third in time, and Morrow has retired 10 straight. He gave up a double back in the first, but not much sense. DeRosa is Sturis Bonifacio when we come back. July 16th at Citi Field in New York. Help make Jose Bautista, JP Arencibia, Brett Laurie, and Edwin Encarnacion starters for the American League team. Fans are allowed to vote a maximum of 25 times per email address. Vote early, vote often. Vote for your Blue Jays and send them to the All-Star game. Vote at BlueJays.com. That'll be quite a show the Mets will put on for that All-Star game. Mark DeRosa doubled and scored in the second. The Jays, 3 runs on 5 hits so far. The good news is they haven't hit a home run. Seager takes one away from DeRosa.
The 2013 Honda CR-V, an IIHS top safety pick. Honda is the official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Rajay Davis takes one down. Excuse me, Sturis, of course. Another base hit for Meiser Sturis. He is 2 for 2.
Getting a fastball over the middle of the plate, going right back up the middle. Camera angle right there. As I'm watching the monitor, I duck because I see that so many times in my mind, just like the pitcher, Joe Saunders.
And there is no protective screen out there during the game. Sturis is 2 for 2. Emilio Bonifacio had a stolen base. He reached on a fielder's choice and stole second back in the second inning. Ground ball. This could be 2. Ackley bobbles it back to shortstop. Just a little bit late. The bobble cost him a double play. Andino's throw was strong, but the bobble by the second baseman, Ackley, allowed the Blue Jays to stay out of that double play.
Andino got rid of the ball as quickly as they could, but Bonifacio runs well and he beat out the throw, giving the Blue Jays a little more life.
Well, Saunders has had 6 ground ball double plays turned behind him. He's going to get a lot of ground balls, and that should have been a double play, but actually booted it. 2 outs now. You got to keep Brian Bonifacio. Kawasaki at the plate. Saunders is doing just that. Bonifacio had a delayed stolen base his last time on first. Kawasaki picked up an RBI with the ground ball to short. With a base stealer like Bonifacio, if he doesn't break as soon as that pitcher makes his first move, the infielders have a tendency to drop their head, forget about the stolen base. And that's why it's so effective when you're a guy that steals a lot of bases normally, and then to use the delay steal, it's doubly effective.
There's definitely an art to it. And I think it's recognizing exactly what you just said. You're kind of watching the middle infielders.
The shortstop in this situation, just before he focuses on the hitter, he'll take a glance at the runner at first. And if he doesn't see that break when Saunders moves, he will think that it's not a steal attempt. 2-1 to Kawasaki.
It's more difficult to pull it off twice in a row, though, because once you do it, the attention's going to be on you as a base runner. You can see Andino keeping an eye on Bonifacio.
Good job by Kawasaki to work the count to 3-1. Leadoff man Rajay Davis is standing on deck. There goes Bonifacio. It's ball 4. Stay on the bag because it's ball 4, and they called him out at second. Jim Joyce, the second base umpire, all he can go on is
he's got to get in a position to make the call at second base. He turns his back to the home plate umpire, does not see the call made, and that's why you saw Jim Joyce call him out right here. As soon as he goes, he's not looking at the umpire, he's looking at the ball thrown.
Now, he is focused on that throw at second base. You can see the pitcher, Joe Saunders, kind of reached up for the ball as if to say, man, it's ball 4, don't even bother, because you could throw it into center and that really cost you problems. So back to the top of the order. All of this with 2 outs. There goes Bonifacio. The throw nowhere nearly in time, and the runners pull off the double steal. Now this will energize the crowd, get the base runners moving on the bases, and it energizes everybody.
Jesus Montero, the catcher, kind of double clutched it. He had a little trouble getting the ball out of his glove, and that little hesitation was enough for Emilio to get down to second base. Of course, Munenori Kawasaki following him down to second base.
4 stolen bases for the Jays, 2 more base runners in scoring position.
And here you'll see how he kind of had a tough time right there. Just a little hesitation.
What'll happen to a catcher, he'll reach in to grab that ball and you'll hit the side of your glove and you don't get a good grip on that baseball and you got to re-grip it. 1-1. Inside. Well, here's another great opportunity to kick the door wide open. Come up with a 2-out base hit. You'll probably drive in 2. Good job laying off. 3-1. Melky Cabrera has had a sacrifice bunt. He's also flied out. And a drive toward the gap in right center. Michael Morris, the right fielder, runs it down, and the Blue Jays will leave a couple on. They have a 3-0 lead as we head to the top of the 5th. Now it's time for a Blue Jays Central update. Here's Jamie Campbell and Greg Zahn in the Blackberry Broadcast Studio. #1 source for live baseball. Listen to live audio, follow games pitch by pitch, and enjoy in-game video highlights. The app is available on the iPhone, iPad, iPod Touch, Android, and BlackBerry Z10. Season-long subscription packages are available for $19.99. Visit BlueJays.com for more details. At Bat 13 is the official app of Major League Baseball. Brandon Morrow is set to start the 5th inning, only 54 pitches, and Jack, that's a positive number for Morrow.
Yeah, that's about 13-something an inning. Not too bad, under 15 an inning.
So Justin Smoke, Dustin Ackley, and Jesus Montero are scheduled to battle against Morrow here in the 5th.
Well, again, he's got to remind himself that first out is critical. Don't allow base runners. To have shutdown innings and quick innings, you need to attack the strike zone with the first hitter of the inning. Falling behind your 3-0.
3-0 to the leadoff man. A 4-pitch walk.
The 2013 Honda CR-V, an IIHS top safety pick. Honda is the official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Brandon Morrow walked Michael Morse in the 1st inning. Then he sit down 10 straight. Now he's walked Justin Smoke. to lead off the 5th. 5 straight balls thrown by Morrow.
It doesn't have to be so fine. It's a lot easier said than done sometimes. Pitchers are going to go through those lapses, but the focus has got to be solid. And right now, Brandon, we got to realize, look, if I can get a ball in the outer half, not the corner, outer half, maybe roll a double play ball, I can breathe again.
6 straight balls, and Aaron Sebo will go to the mound. And I agree with you, his ball's running all over the place, so you've got to think about a center cut fastball. And it's not going to be down the middle 9 times out of 10. It's going to move to one side or the other.
With his movement, even if you aim for the middle, it's going to move probably from corner to corner. And again, he's got to remember, and I preach this a lot, but I really believe it. He's got 3 runs to work with. The worst thing that could happen is Dustin Ackley hit a home run and you're still up by a run. But walks will kill you because the pitch count goes up. Defense gets a little stand aroundish and they get a little tired, and it's a mental fatigue for everyone.
Well, and the defense gets back on their heels. I haven't seen a strike thrown yet this inning, and everybody's, well, this is going to be a ball, and then boom, you're surprised and the ball gets by him. 3-0. Back-to-back 4-pitch walks, and the Mariners will bring the tying run to the plate.
Pete Walker going to come out here and figure out if there's something he can tell Brandon. Brandon recognizes it. You know, most pitchers that throw a lot of innings understand the scenario. It's just those mental lapses. And again, I go back to throwing the baseball. The more you throw it, the quicker you're able to react to the adjustments you need to make from pitch to pitch.
Yeah, I mean, you're almost like a target shooter. You're shooting a rifle at a target, and you miss one side, keep missing one side. You're going to move the target on the other side. You're going to aim to the other side at the target, and that's like a pitcher. It's like a golfer. You keep hitting the ball to the left of the green. You're going to change your sights a little bit to the right of the green to make adjustments. Same type of scenario. Montero's got some power. 2 home runs so far. Hits this ball. DeRosa knocks it down, goes to second. Not in time. All hands are safe. Terrific play by DeRosa to keep the ball on the infield. But his only play was probably to second.
It was.
Heads up base running by Ackley beats the throw.
Yeah, Ackley got a good jump right there, and there was a chance he could have made the long throw with Montero, the catcher. But his first reaction was get up and throw it right to second. He thought he still might have a play there, and you could see Ackley hustling down there. So.
Bases are loaded, nobody out. Robert Andino, the number 9 hitter. The first pitch breaking ball for a strike. Andino line to left field his first time up. Mariners are threatening to get right back in his game. Ground ball, Kawasaki. Second for 1 and back to first, not in time. And Dino drives into first. Mariner run as Smoke comes in to score. On the fielder's choice, Andino will pick up the RBI. Michael Saunders had a big series. He had a 2-homer game yesterday, both coming off R.A. Dickey, and then he's made 2 fine defensive plays here this afternoon, taking extra bases away from J.P. Arancibia with a jumping catch up against the wall in center field. And now he's at the plate with runners at the corners and 1 out.
Quickly right there on that last play, Morrow got the ground ball to Kawasaki, but Kawasaki could not get anything on his throw, and he threw a little parachute over to Meister Asturis at second base. Had he been able to get a little humph on that ball to Meister, they wouldn't have had a chance for the double play.
Bottom to strike. Saunders, not many opportunities hitting in the leadoff spot, just 6 at bats with runners in scoring position. Upstairs. Smoke got it started. He had a 4-pitch walk, and Ackley did the same right behind him. So it was first and second, nobody out, and then Jesus Montero had an infield hit to third base. Andino with the fielder's choice RBI. There's 1 out, double play. Something Morrow is looking for right here. Way outside.
Again, Brandon's just pitching a little too defensive here. He's trying to be too fine. Granted, he's going to respect Michael Sanders, especially after what he's done in this series, but let the ball do what the ball can do.
Another walk. That's the 3rd walk in the inning. So the bases will be loaded again. And Con Gibbons has seen far too many walks so far this season from the starters. But Saunders takes the walk. The bases are loaded. And now Kyle Seager, who's already doubled against Morrow this afternoon. His double in the first was his 11th double of the season.
Good off-speed pitch right there. Something we haven't seen a lot of from Brandon today.
This ball will be out of play down the left side. 0-2.
Well, this is where he's got to put him away. Try to strike him out right here. JP's got to anticipate the ball being down. It could go in the dirt. But Kyle Seager, more than likely, with 2 strikes, and be aggressive. He's got bases loaded. He wants to drive in those runs.
Popped him up. Shallow left field. Rajay Davis setting up underneath the ball. Tagging at third is Ackley, and the throw will come into the cutoff man. Seager picks up another RBI. His 3rd in the series, and it's a 1-run game. Both of the walks to start the inning have come in to score.
Well, Seager doing his job right there. He got the ball lifted up far enough in the outfield. The outfielders are taught right there with a lead, make sure of your throw. You don't really try to get the guy going to home. You want to make sure the runner doesn't advance to third base.
Morrow came into this inning with just 54 pitches through the first 4 innings. He's thrown 19 pitches already this inning. 2 outs. Kendrys Morales, the DH. Check swing, he went around. Blue Jays lead at 3-2. Morrow trying to leave a couple more Mariners on base. Been a long inning for Morrow. He has walked 3 in the inning. 2 of those walks have come in to score.
again, you see the movement of that fastball right there. It breaks about 6 inches. Brandon's just got to recognize that and maybe have a little talk with JP saying, don't sit on the corner like that. It's running off the plate every single time. Sit down the middle and it'll hit the corner.
Three balls and a strike. 2 runs in this inning for Seattle. Coming into this inning, Morrow had retired 10 straight and issued back-to-back walks to start the inning. Out at the top of the strike zone. Full count. Now, Blue Jays have to remind themselves the runners are going to be on the move. Have to go across the diamond. Andino at second, Saunders at first. Saunders has got great speed. There go the runners. Ball 4. That's 4 walks in the inning, and that prompts John Gibbons to get on the phone and get the bullpen started. Well, this inning kind of came out of nowhere.
Well, 4 walks in 1 inning, 5 for the game for Brandon Morrow. He's just got too good of stuff to be doing this. And I think sometimes pitchers don't recognize themselves how good their stuff is. They try to be too fine, too perfect.
Michael Morris, excuse me, Jack. Michael Morris, the right fielder, goes after the first pitch and grounds it down the right side foul. Well, the Mariners are a different ball club this year. Their past suggests that they couldn't score many runs. They scored 556 runs in 2011, improved to 619, but that's always been near the bottom. And Eric Wedge had a pretty good pitching staff, and they went out and boosted up the offense. This should end the inning. Bonifacio in center makes the catch, and the Mariners leave the bases loaded. They've stranded 5 against Brandon Morrow. The Blue Jays still have a 3-2 lead. TD. It's in support of the Jays Care Foundation. Wednesday, May 15th, the Blue Jays will take on the San Francisco Giants. The game starts at 7:07 p.m. You can bid on exclusive Blue Jays experiences and one-of-a-kind memorabilia. The bidding starts at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time and closes 10 minutes after the final out of the 7th inning. Visit BlueJays.com/broadcast auction for more information. Always a great opportunity to support a great cause, the Jays Care Foundation. May 15th, the Giants are in town. Melky Cabrera out in front of that off-speed pitch, hooks it into the seats.
During the course of the game, players have to recognize key elements that change the course of the game. Right now, Brandon Morrow had a bad inning.
Melky Cabrera hits it high and deep to left. This could be number one. It is Melky Cabrera. His first home run of the season. There's one of those runs back.
I was just going to say, and with the 2, 3, 4 hitters, they've got to realize they've got to pick each other up. That's team baseball. Go out there and pick that starting pitcher back up. Melky finally getting on the board with the home run, showing some of the power that Blue Jay fans have been waiting to see all year. And that starts it off, but
give him the silent treatment. Nobody wants to give him a high five, the old silent treatment. He's been waiting all year for a home run. He's on the board. He is now a home run hitter officially.
Yeah, that's always some of the fun stuff they can do in the dugout. Of course, Melky understood it right away, so he's high-fiving a shadow.
Certainly a big weight off his shoulders, and his first home run comes on a pretty good pitch, a breaking ball down over the plate, and he knew he hit it hard immediately. Bautista with a 3-1 count. Cabrera had a terrific month of May last year with the Giants. Bautista takes a walk for the first 2 reach here in the 5th. Remember, Joe Saunders has made 4 starts on the road now. He hasn't gotten out of the 5th inning in any of those starts.
There you see Melky's keeping his hands back. His weight was out front a little bit because of the off-speed breaking ball. He kept his hands back, kept his eyes and head still, and generated enough power to send that out in the left field bleachers.
Melky Cabrera, we mentioned his great May last year. For the Giants, he hit .429 in May. He had 51 hits in the month of May. And that's significant because that was a Giants record for hits in the month of May. And the guy that had the previous highest total, Willie Mays in 1958. So that was a long-standing record. Yeah. Cabrera got hot in May, and hopefully that's a sign that things are going to get going for him at the plate. And he has been one of the best hitters the last 3 seasons in all of baseball, and you know he's been feeling the pressure of a slow start. Right-hander is Hector Noesi, loosening up in the Mariners bullpen.
Joe Saunders' pitch count not too bad. It's 66 pitches. Pitching coach Carl Willis went out there to talk things over. But again, it's a game of momentum, and now the Blue Jays have it again. They got to keep the pressure on him.
Now they got him on the ropes, and that's one thing they haven't been able to do all year long.
Is knock a guy out early and get to that bullpen and let the bullpen have a little stress.
Melky Cabrera's home run is his first home run in 42 games going back to last year. A total of 165 at bats before he connected. 2-0 to Encarnacion. He lays off that post pitch.
One thing, Lance Barksdale, the home plate umpire, has been fairly consistent. If it's not in that box that you see on your screen, it's not really been a strike all day.
Encarnacion was robbed of an extra base hit in the 3rd on a nice running catch by Michael Saunders in right center. He drives this ball to left. Jason Bay runs it down on the warning track. And Bautista scampers back to first. Edwins hit a couple of balls right on the nose this afternoon. Has nothing to show for it just yet.
It looks like they're going to be hitting the power alleys. There's a little too much hang time, allowing the left fielder, center fielder, right fielder close the gaps.
Aaron Sebia started the 2-run rally in the 2nd with a leadoff single. Bautista had a stolen base in the third. Blue Jays have 4 stolen bases this afternoon. Pulled foul. I mentioned Cabrera's first home run in 165 at bats, and his teammates knew it.
Nobody up there to greet him.
As soon as it went over the fence, everybody on that bench said, "Let's give him the silent treatment." And he's finally on the board with a homer. I can remember in Milwaukee, I was playing on that team they called Bambi's Bombers, and it was like July 15th. I hadn't homered. They finally had the silent treatment when I hit a home run, and then somebody said, "Hey, you're finally a bomber." Aaron Sevilla has another hit, his second of the afternoon. That's 8 now against Joe Saunders.
And you wonder how far Eric Wedge is going to go with Joe Saunders.
Well, they have renewed confidence in their offense. Saunders left that ball up about letter high, and Aaron Sevilla hammered it to left. So they've got to feel that they can come back and score some runs against the Blue Jays. And they've got a deep and effective bullpen. So you wouldn't think he would really wait a long time before he made a move. Saunders always has the ability to get that double play ground ball. Mark DeRosa doubled in his first at bat. Ball bounced in the dirt. Bautista thought about going to third, and Montero kept him at second.
Montero did a good job there of reacting to the ball after it was blocked off his glove. Got over there quickly, kept an eye on the base runner.
Fly ball to center field, carrying deep. Saunders back at the wall. Home run, Mark DeRosa. Number 2 for the Blue Jays third baseman.
Well, that's exactly what the Blue Jays needed right there. That ought to end the day for Joe Saunders. Mark DeRosa having his second hit of the game, scoring his second run. A big 3-run homer. Now the Jays have a little breathing room. Meister Asturias already with 2 hits today.
And this ball kept carrying to center and sailed right into the seats in center field for DeRosa. His second home run, and his other home run also going to dead center. Asturias, big bouncing ball to third. Seager unloads in a hurry to throw him out. Well, the Blue Jays bats come alive. A couple of home run hitters sharing a hug in the dugout. Melky Cabrera and Mark DeRosa have both homered in this inning.
If you're Brandon Morrow, you're sitting on the bench right there and you're saying, okay, I really had a rough inning last inning, partly to do with the fact that I was walking guys, and the guys just went out and put 2 more in the positive direction. I gave up 2, and now I've got a bigger lead than I had when I started my mess last inning. He's got to understand he's got to throw strikes.
Bonifacio hits it to Andino. It's short. The inning is over, but the Blue Jays scored 4 runs on a couple of home runs. Fans, here come the Home Hardware cleanup crew, brought to you by Natura. Home Hardware's exclusive line of safe, environmentally friendly cleaning products. 2013 season at jshop.ca. jshop.ca has the largest online selection of authentic Blue Jays caps, t-shirts, jerseys, and more. Visit jshop.ca or call 1-877-JAYS-SHOP. Jason Bay will start things off for Seattle. Takes the first pitch strike.
He just spun a little slider right there, and that's not his hard trying to punch out a guy's slider. That's a get me over strike one slider. Good pitch.
Better slider and same results. 0-2. Joe Saunders sitting next to the pitching coach Carl Willis, and Saunders has had his problems on the road. 7 runs on 9 hits here at Rogers Center and a 3-pitch strikeout for Morrow. That's how you react to a 4-run breakout inning by your offense.
What it was is a get me over first pitch slider, and then he recognized that Jason Bay didn't make any real adjustments to hit it. His second pitch was a little bit better, the third one even better yet. And why go to anything else when you see a guy swinging over the top of the ball?
That's the value of reading the bat. Saw what Bay was doing. 4 straight strikes.
Right down the middle. I like what I'm seeing.
Bouncing ball. What a play. Meiser Sturz did a good job of being patient with that ball. Didn't panic. Here's the jump toss to first base and threw out Justin Smoke.
Well, he did a good job of getting to the ball first of all. He had to go to his right quite a ways. Just made that transfer effortlessly there and had a little something on his throw after he jumped.
Good play by Sturz. Second out of the inning. Stanackley jumps back from an inside pitch. Well, everything seems to tighten up. You have a little breathing room. Defense isn't so edgy, not so tense, worried about making a costly error, and free up and your skills come to the surface.
It's all about strike one and getting that first out. Those are the two most critical things for any pitcher when you have a lead. Go after the hitter, get that first out.
Ackley hits it to left field. Davis backs up, and Morrow has a good inning. Morrow had a strikeout and then got a fine defensive play at second from Meiser Sturz, second out of the inning in a 1-2-3 inning. Comfy green chairs in the TD Comfort Zone. Our fans have received a free seat upgrade courtesy of TD. And over in the Jays Care Community Clubhouse, there are some special guests from Sick Kids Hospital. We hope this brightens your day a bit. Beautiful ball game, and Blue Jays have a 7-2 lead. They will see a few home runs, and now you're going to see a new pitcher for Seattle, Hector Noesi.
Noesi making his 4th appearance. There you see his numbers.
Noesi was a starter last year. He made 18 starts for the Mariners and basically lost his starting role to Hisashi Iwakuma. We saw Iwakuma yesterday, and he was brilliant in his outing. But it was a rough stretch for Noesi. He ended up the season with a 9-game losing streak. Well, that's good to see a couple of Blue Jays laughing on the bench. I haven't seen a lot of that. Morrow with a good start, and R.A. Dickey enjoying a happier time.
They all breathe the same way. When it's going bad, they're feeling bad, and now they have a little bit of fun, and it's good to see them smiling. That can help all of them. Trust me, I've been on both sides of this. You've been on it, Buck. We've been through it all, and good things can happen. A game like this, they shut it down, end up winning the game, and they can hopefully build off of it.
Yep, and certainly they're optimistic that they can scratch and claw their way back. Kawasaki hits one into center. That'll drop in front of Saunders for a base hit. Boninore's had a good day against his former team. Had an RBI ground out in the 2nd, walked and stole the base in the 4th, and now he has a single. Mariners have a lot of high regard for Kawasaki. He won the Seattle version of the most inspirational player last year, and he's had a good weekend of reuniting with some of his former teammates and coaches. So he's aboard. Leadoff man Rajay Davis.
He's a high energy kind of guy. He brings a lot of enthusiasm every single day.
Outside. The Blue Jays have scored 7 runs this afternoon. It's just the 6th time in 32 games the Jays have scored more than 5 runs. Last year, they scored 5 or more runs 52 times, a third of their games. There goes Kawasaki. The ball was popped up on the infield. Seager makes the catch. Blue Jays trying to play hit and run, and they pop up. So Melky Cabrera will step to the plate. His last at bat, he connected for his first home run.
Goes down, gets a breaking ball, sends it to the first level there in left field, and that's the reaction he gets from his buddies.
Thanks,
finally somebody jumps up.
I tell you what, that's a pretty good sign. You know, the Blue Jays, everybody's been questioning whether or not they've packed it in for the season, and that's kind of a bold statement given where we are, the 5th of May. But just the reaction of the teammates for Cabrera coming in there and thinking about the silent treatment. It's a positive sign that they're all in this together. Another good swing by Cabrera and a base hit that falls in front of Jason Bay. Kawasaki stops at 2nd. Melky Cabrera a 2-hit day. Sooner or later, things just got to turn around for the offense. I mean, this guy had a 200-hit season 2 years ago in Kansas City. Last year he had 159 hits when he was suspended in August, and the averages can't stay down around 200 for the whole season. There's another guy, and Jose's had a good day. He's had 3 good at-bats. That ball gets away from Montero and goes back to the screen. Ball went off his glove. This ball is similar to the one that J.P. and Sebia had early in the ball game. That's a pass ball on Montero, and I got to go back and tell you that
that was harder to catch than the other one.
Well, it was originally scored a wild pitch. It was changed earlier in the game to a pass ball. So back in the 1st inning, the wild pitch that was charged to Aaron Sebia, or charged to Morrow, has been changed to a pass ball on the catcher, Aaron Sebia. So Bautista will be given the free pass. Eric Wedge says, you know what, I got to put myself in a position for a double play. So Bautista will take the intentional walk. That's his second walk of the afternoon. That'll load the bases for Edwin Encarnacion. And he's hit the ball sharply his last 2 at-bats.
You know, we just saw another relatively rare thing this year for the Blue Jays, an intentional pass. And that's going to happen when guys are hitting well. When they're not hitting, why walk them? Right there, Eric Wedge going to play the odds.
Second intentional walk of the season. That's a great point, Jack. And why put anybody on when nobody's red hot? Don't have to pitch around anybody. So now Encarnacion's got to make it hurt. 7-2 Jays. They've out-hit the Mariners 11-2. Ground ball. Ackley to second for 1. That's all they'll get. Encarnacion gets across the bag safely. Kawasaki comes in to score. And it's an 8-2 Jays lead. Ball just wouldn't hit that sharply, and Encarnacion hustled out of the box to keep Andino from making a throw. Bautista with a good hard slide at second breaks up the double play.
Edwin will get another RBI.
21 for Encarnacion on the season. Lines it to center. Saunders makes the catch. The inning is over, but the Blue Jays had another run. They have stretched their lead to 6 runs. Edwin Encarnacion picks up the RBI. Central Playoff Extra, 5 p.m. Eastern on The Score. They'll tell you everything you need to know for the playoffs. The Anaheim Ducks beat the Red Wings 4-0 last night. The Kings got a win in their series against St. Louis. They had a 2-0 deficit to come out of, and they won a big game. Of course, the Maple Leafs beat the Bruins 4-2 in that game, and the Capitals beat the Rangers 1-0. So make sure you stay up to date on the Stanley Cup playoffs. Check out Hockey Central Playoff Extra on The Score. Brandon Morrow out for the 7th inning. Morrow had a little hiccup in the 5th. Other than that, he has been great. 5th inning, the Mariners scored 2 runs on 2 hits. Morrow would walk 4 in the inning. Prior to that inning, he had retired 10 straight. Yamasaki catches the line drive off the bat of Montero.
Well, nothing fancy here. You challenge the hitter. He hits a rocket. Shortstop's there. He makes a little catch of his own likeness. Having fun with it. Bows to somebody.
You know what? The game is meant to be played and have fun. I played with 3 Hall of Famers who had a blast playing every single day. Yeah. George Brett, Robin Yount, and Paul Mott.
Yeah.
And it was always fun for them. And yeah, they went through their tough time. But you got to enjoy it. And it's been hard. I understand. You know, expectations were sky high for this team. You get off to a slow start, and then everybody starts to press. But boy, oh boy, this will go a long way. 8-2 win. Hopefully they'll be able to carry this down into the Rays series. Aaron Sebia over in front of the Mariners dugout.
Well, that's just it. You play a good, solid game. Hopefully the Jays will finish this off that way. And then the real challenge is, can you bring it to the game tomorrow and the next day and the next day and just keep playing your best every day, having fun with it, relax a little bit. Don't put the weight of the world on your shoulders.
And Dino strikes out. 2 down.
It helps to have a guy on the mound who's dealing the way Brandon has. Like you said, he had a tough inning in the 5th, but he was able to dodge a bullet with bases loaded. And then the Blue Jays came right back and got him a lot of run support. So good combination.
Mariners have just 2 hits. Michael Saunders 0 for 3 with a walk, 0 for 2 with a walk. That breaking ball, Morrow just bounced in front of home plate.
I don't really know what this conversation's about, but apparently JP has something to tell him. There's nobody out in the bullpen warming up. Maybe the umpire got one off his hand. He's squeezing his right hand there, so maybe he took a ball off of that, and JP just trying to give him a break. It'll be interesting to see. The pitch count's getting up there, 96. But you can see Brandon Morrow still has his stuff. And no pitcher for the Blue Jays has gone into the 8th inning yet. Be interesting to see if they maybe let him stretch it out a little, or if they're going to shut him down after this inning.
There have only been 8 complete games in the entire American League. Joe Saunders, the starter for the Mariners, had one of those. This ball is popped up. Mark DeRosa giving chase over at the wall and runs out of room. He got right to the wall, and the ball just kept sailing away from him. Yeah, you just don't see many complete games anymore in a ball game. We saw James Shields throw 9 innings in a losing effort in Kansas City. Jason Vargas has a couple of complete games, a loss and a win. Powder River upstairs, 96, and Saunders strikes out. For Morrow, that's his 6th strikeout. Another 1-2-3 inning for Brandon Morrow as he blows away Michael Saunders. DeRosa had a 3-run home run his last time up. He also has a double, and he's lined out to the third baseman. DeRosa got the start in favor of Brett Laurie at third base, just to give Laurie a day off. Laurie plays with so much intensity every day and playing on this artificial surface. John Gibbons felt like it was a good time to give him a day off.
See, John Gibbons is a pretty bright guy, because he must have known that Brett Laurie needed time off, and Mark DeRosa was going to have the kind of day he's had. He's grinded out a couple key at-bats, got 2 key hits.
Pops this one up.
Made some nice plays at third base.
Ackley's in all kinds of trouble, and DeRosa has another hit, and then he goes into second with a double.
How about that? 2 doubles.
Boy, you can see the second baseman, Ackley, he got twisted around. He's had trouble with a couple of pop-ups here in the sun. Laurie is sitting on the bench, and DeRosa throws up a 3-hit day.
Well, sometimes you just have to laugh. The way Ackley went about that. DeRosa thinking, oh boy, there's a pop-up. Not really hustling out of the box. And hey, let's go, I got a double.
That's the sun that Ackley's had problems with here at Rogers Center. Meiser is Sturis. He's had a 2-hit day.
Yeah.
Ackley lost a pop-up off the bat of Edwin Encarnacion in the 3rd inning yesterday that fell for a hit. Eight runs on 12 hits. Blue Jays have needed one of these. Hector Noesi in relief of Joe Saunders. Saunders went 5 innings. Bouncing ball. DeRosa goes to third. Andino's not going to be able to make the play.
Well, all the breaks are going the Blue Jays' way today. Those are the kind of hits that they've given up, but today they're getting their share of them. Meiser gets his 3rd hit.
This is a little chopped ball towards short. Andino couldn't make a play on it, and Sturis is on base again. 3 hits, and he had an RBI in his first at bat. Emilio Bonifacio got the start in center field. He's been on base a couple of times and has had 2 stolen bases. Nobody out. The infield is playing in with nobody out, hopeful of saving the run at third and possibly getting into a double play situation. Saunders went 5 innings, allowed 9 hits, 7 earned runs. Walked a couple and gave up 2 home runs.
Yeah, 5 innings for Joe Saunders. Again, having trouble on the road. 5th inning seems to be his max.
Brandon Morrow has allowed just 2 innings over his 7 innings of work. One and 2. Inside.
That's a good sign for the Blue Jays. Heading towards the 8th inning, and there's nobody working. That hasn't happened yet this year.
No, it's been a different story, and one that Blue Jays would like to see more frequently. And Morrow looks like he's ready to go up to the mound for the 8th. Bonifacio is called out on strikes. The fastball got him. 1 down. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership. Bright sunny skies at Rogers Center and a bright afternoon for the Blue Jays. They have a 6-run lead. Bottom of the order's done a good job here. Aaron Sebe, DeRosa, Astures, Bonifacio, and Kawasaki all making contributions. Melky Cabrera in the 2 spot hit his first home run of the season. DeRosa with a pair of doubles and a home run. Astures with 3 hits. Kawasaki has an RBI and a run scored. Also has a stolen base.
You look up and down the lineup, and everybody's contributed in their own way in this game today.
Oh, and 2. Way inside.
And Wesley's showing that he likes to go inside with 2 strikes. Got a little bit of a tailing fastball.
Infield defense is interesting. They're kind of halfway in between double play depth and all the way in. Imagine if they get a ball sharply hit up the middle, they'll try to turn 2. And if not, they'll try to save the run at the plate. Base hit, center field. Kawasaki drives in DeRosa. Kawasaki's second RBI of the afternoon. It's 9-2 Jays.
Just another good at bat for Munenori Kawasaki. He finally gets to a pitch that he can handle out over the plate. Throws the head of the bat down on it. Keeps his head and chin in. Gets one up the middle, drives in a run.
Leadoff man, Rajay Davis. $14 hits now for the Blue Jays. The Jays have had an old-fashioned laugher in this game. 14 hits, just 2 allowed by Brandon Morrow, and only 1 hit allowed by Morrow left the infield. Two balls and a strike to Rajay Davis. Morrow got a lot of support. Mark DeRosa with a 3-run home run, pair of doubles. He scored 3 runs. But Morrow set the tone for this game early on. Davis strikes out. Oh, excuse me, that's 2-2. Take a look at Morrow and his outing. He was a little bit of trouble in the first inning. Gave up a double and a walk, but then stranded a pair over the 7 innings. Just 2 hits allowed. 5 walks. 4 of those walks came in the 5th inning when the wheels fell off. But he got him back on. Davis pokes it to right. Morse is there.
Well, you take away that 5th inning, and Brandon Morrow has thrown up a gem today, but you can't take it away. And I hope he realizes that he had the kind of stuff to throw a shutout today easily, but walks and pitches being a little too fine cost him a couple runs. Fortunately for him, he's going to have some breathing room and make a good effort here today and help his team. I mean, this is what the ball team needed, and Brandon Morrow has been a big part of it.
A little bit of everything. Some good plays in the field. Timely hitting. A couple of home runs and a outstanding starting performance by Morrow. Melky Cabrera's had a good day at the plate. Victor Romero and Brett Laurie just very pleased spectators today. Romero had his side session of work. He's got that pressure bandage on his arm after getting hit by that comebacker.
He's also got the rubber ball that he's squeezing. That's going to help strengthen that elbow area.
Melky Cabrera has his 3rd hit. Historis is around 3rd. He'll score. A 3-hit day for Melky Cabrera.
And they've all been solid hits. That's just a good sign for Jays fans. Melky's been struggling all year long, and today he comes up with some good at-bats on some good pitches. Getting the ball down where he likes it, not chasing balls up in the zone.
Now Wesley is just going to have to take one for the team. No sign of anybody moving around in the Mariners bullpen. 2 outs. Bautista's had a good day at the plate. He had a sac fly on a pop up to the second baseman in the 1st. Then he had a base hit and a stolen base in the 3rd. He walked in the 5th and was intentionally walked in the 6th. This is the season high in hits for the Blue Jays. They have 15 hits this afternoon. Previous high was 12. This is popped up, playable. Justin Smoke in foul ground makes the catch. The inning is over, but the Blue Jays tack on 2 more. Melky Cabrera's had a big day. His first home run, couple of RBIs, but Brandon Morrow is the one that set the tone for the afternoon. picked up a stolen base. He's been very active, but he popped up to end the 7th inning, and he was disappointed that he had a pitch he felt like he maybe should hit harder, but popped up to end the inning. Blue Jays have tied their season high with 10 runs scored and set a new standard for hits in a ball game at 15. Kyle Seager had a first inning double off of Morrow. Uncharted territory for Brandon Morrow.
It is, but that was just his 100th pitch right there, or the next one will be. Steve Delabar is going to get up and get loose just in case Brandon has a high pitch count inning, but he should be on cruise control. He's got a huge lead. He's pitched extremely well. And right now you got to believe that he just needs to throw the ball middle half and let it run, get some ground balls, couple pop outs, quick inning.
Seager reaches for that ball and bounces back. You know, we always talk about baseball being a team game, but starters have a lot to do with setting the tone for the ball game, and Morrow did that in the first inning when he had a couple aboard but was able to get May to ground out to third to strand those runners, and then Blue Jays came back and scored a run at the bottom of the first.
Buck, you and I noticed something right away in today's start. Brandon Morrow came out of the dugout and ran, jogged down to the bullpen. The sky, the dome was open today, and he ran down there like he wanted to pitch and end this misery. And he's having fun.
7 strikeouts now for Morrow.
The Jays fans are having fun. What a day we have here in Toronto. Beautiful sky blue day. And big lead. Good crowd.
All is good again in the Jays world. Kendrys Morales takes first pitch strike. Blue Jays, a little bit of everything has gone right for them today. They had 5 hits with runners in scoring position today. That ties a season high. They also did that in Kansas City back on April 12th. But it seems as though when one part of your club comes together, everything starts to come together. Now you can hear the roar of a crowd, and I'm not going to show you what's going on right now, but there's an interruption in the game. Now it's time for the drive of the game, brought to you by the 2013 Honda CR-V, an IIHS top safety pick. Honda is the official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Mark DeRosa squaring one up right there, and the ball kept carrying and carrying. Dead center field, first level. Big hit of the game right there. And he gets 3 RBIs right after Brandon Morrow had his tough inning. He comes right back and helps out his teammate. That's good team baseball.
DeRosa also chipped in with a couple of doubles, a 3-hit game. He scored 3 runs and drove in 3. The second home run of the season. That's what you love to see from your extra men when they get a start like that, to have a big day. Make contribution, and DeRosa was prepared to help out, and he did in a big way. So we will resume now. It's a 1-1 count to Kendrys Morales, the DH. This is popped up right over the mound. DeRosa, Encarnacion fell on the mound, and Morales will end up at second. Nobody really took charge there. And Encarnacion, I tell you what, you look straight up in the air and run into that mound, you're going to fall down every time.
DeRosa was calling for it, and then I think he heard Edwin call him off right there. And so DeRosa backs off, and Edwin caught the rosin bag.
Edwin is going to make the play, and then that mound got in his way and knocks him right to his knees.
And the crazy thing, that goes down as a hit.
Goes down as a double. Boy, this is A big surprise when that happens. You're concentrating on that baseball, and Edwin had called for it. He anticipated making the catch, and then the mound jumped up and bit him. You see that happen a lot in old ballparks where the mounds are down either line.
Yep.
Where a guy will be concentrating on a foul fly ball and run into that mound. It happens at Wrigley a lot. Michael Morse hits it to the shortstop. Kawasaki across the diamond, 2 down.
Well, Brandon picking his teammates right back up, throwing a strike. Morse hits a nice little 2-3 hopper to Kawasaki.
3 hits allowed by Morrow. Only 1 has left the infield. Kyle Seager's double just inside the first base bag down the right field line in the first. Montero had a single to third, and now Morales has a double that fell on the infield. That was his 112th pitch of this ball game. That ties his season high. He had 112 pitches in 6 1/3 at Baltimore in a 6-5 win. No signs whatsoever that he's labored at any point. He just lost the strike zone in the 4th.
Exactly, in the 5th actually, and what he's done since then is he's just settled right back in. His breaking ball actually has gotten better as the game's gone on because he's not trying to overthrow it.
Well, foul by Bay. Jason Bay has a couple of ground outs to third. He's also struck out against Morrow. Strikeout. 2 in the inning, 8 on the afternoon. The Blue Jays have a 10-2 lead over Seattle. Now time for a Blue Jays Central update. Here's Jamie Campbell and Greg Zahn in the Blackberry Broadcast Studio. On Sportsnet, live on your smartphone. Visit RogersAnyplaceTV.com/sports to get started. Brandon Morrow with a terrific effort here this afternoon. 8 strikeouts. Gets congratulations from his teammates after the inning and a handshake from the skipper, John Gibbons. So that indicates his day is done. And a job well done by Brandon Morrow. He set the tone for this ball game.
No question. When he comes out of the bullpen and takes the bull by the horns like he did today, only one little hiccup in the 5th inning, but his teammates picked him right back up, and it's just been an easy day all around for the Blue Jays because of the performance that Brandon Morrow threw out there today.
You saw the new pitch of the left-hander Lucas Lipke into the ball game. Bottom of the 8th inning, 10-2 Jays. Edwin Encarnacion has hit the ball harder than his line might suggest. He's 0 for 4. Lined out to center and lined out to left.
Lined out to the mound. He'll have a little fun on the plane with that one, I'm sure. But you're right, Buck. He's hit the ball hard 3 times today.
And he'll take a walk. Oh, look, he walks the first batter he faces here. Well, Brandon Morrow with a terrific start here this afternoon. Does exactly what the doctor ordered. Pitches late into the ball game. Morrow will pick up his first win of the season. Goes 8 innings, allowed 3 hits, and just one of those 3 hits left the infield. 2 earned runs, 5 walks. 4 of those walks came in the 5th inning. And a season high 115 pitches for Morrow. Aaron Sebia hits one into the seats. Morrow just had a little extra giddy up in his step when we watched him run down to the bullpen to start this game, and you could see, I think he made a good point. It looked like he wanted to be the guy that turned things around. Throw up that game that stops him, and Seager to first base just in time. Encarnacion gets his hand back on the bag. Kyle Seager, quick throw to first, and Encarnacion had to dive in head first.
And this is heads up by the 3rd baseman Kyle Seager. Line drive right at him, and he makes a valiant effort trying to get Edwin doubled up, but he barely gets back there.
Smoke got back to the bag quickly, and Encarnacion avoids being doubled up. DeRosa on the ground. This could be 2. Second for 1. Back to first. Double play, and that double play won't diminish the day DeRosa had. A 3-run home run, a pair of doubles. Steve Delabar will come out of the pen to try to close it out. Right-hander Steve Delabar into the ballgame. This is his 14th appearance of the season, and he has really got a big arm, and you can see his strikeouts to walks ratio is pretty good, but it could be better if he was a little more aggressive.
Well, it's a non-save situation. Steve Delabar is asked here to just throw the ball over the middle. He's got 8 runs to work with, and a lot like Brandon Morrow, he's got the kind of arm that can just shut people down. He's got all the stuff in the world, and his one issue this year has been command. Again, aim for the middle, let the ball run, see what it can do.
First baseman Justin Smoke will lead off the inning here in the ninth. See the velocity 96, and it's a different kind of 96 than Morrow. It's got a little more sink on it at times, and it's got the same movement, but it's tough to catch up on.
Well, Brandon Morrow's got the wrist flick that just explodes. The ball explodes at the end, where Steve Delabar, with the Tommy John surgery that he's had, got more of a long arm delivery, but he's just the strength that he has, and he also has movement.
Well, he's got a great arm, and for a reliever, I think especially when you got that kind of fastball, got to get things done as quickly as possible out of the bullpen. Let's put pressure on the hitter, come right at him, and you can see he's pounding that strike zone pretty effectively here in this at bat.
Well, he's got a split finger, he's got a good slider, but right now it's been all fastballs.
There's the splitter, there's the strikeout. First out of the inning is a strikeout of Justin Smoke.
What makes this so effective is he's thrown 4 or 5 fastballs, and then he throws that ball and he starts it out about knee high, and the hitter doesn't adjust to it right away. He thinks it's just a good fastball low because of the arm speed.
First pitch strike to Ackley. Right after this ball game, we're going to send you down to Arlington, Texas. The Red Sox are playing the Texas Rangers. John Lester and Yu Darvish are the starters in that game. David Ortiz has already hit a 2-run home run off Yu Darvish. And the Red Sox have a 3-0 lead. Top of the second. Shattered bat is Stewart quickly to first. Ackley is retired, 2 down. Ball ate up that bat. Great idea of why bats break. It was right down on the label, and that thing was filleted.
Well, I can honestly say, from my standpoint, that's the most beautiful thing a pitcher could ever do. I'd rather get 3 bats than 10 strikeouts.
Yeah, just to be able to say, you know what, I got so deep in your kitchen you couldn't even get that bat around.
You know, you strike a guy out, you can't really laugh at him because he can come back and hit a bomb, but you break his bat, you can laugh.
One of my pitchers in the years past wanted to jog around the mound after every strikeout. I told him that'd probably not be a real good idea.
That's not going to work too well. Anytime you show up a hitter, it don't work out.
2-0 to the catcher Montero. And there's a strike. Mariners down to their final out. Two balls, 2 strikes, and the crowd on hand encouraging Delabar to finish it off. he does. Steve Delabar retires the Mariners in order in the ninth. Strikes out a pair, and Brandon Morrow is in the win column for the first time. Mark DeRosa with a big day at the plate. 3-run homer and 2 doubles. Meister Astures had a 3-hit day, and Melky Cabrera hit his first home run, part of a 3-hit afternoon. The Blue Jays had a season high 15 hits. So we will see you tomorrow night from St. Petersburg as the Blue Jays open up the series against the Rays. Stay tuned. Boston and Texas coming right up. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.